Hi everybody, this is Rebecca from Sundragon. And I have thought about this a lot. I have thought about starting a program on Patreon and also potentially for people who support us over on our YouTube channel. But Patreon, when you become patrons, we have often promised perks and not been able to deliver as much as we'd like. So I'm re-implementing new perks. And one of those is this video, and it's very much like my morning meditation, which I usually do without any talking, looking to see where I am. And I've often wondered if y'all would be interested in longer videos watching me do my stuff. I'm going to see if I can get a little more light on here so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. And so this is a longer video. And you may or may not want to hear me talking like this, but some of these might be personal projects. This is a present that I'm working on. I'm redesigning something. This is loosely based, well, more than loosely based, on Tony Lipsy's Monty wrap. And I just thought it was gorgeous. I'll show you at the end of this row. I might stop before I finish this row. See, look, you get to see my imperfections if we do this longer than just a minute. I don't get to pick a minute where things were going fairly well. I'm trying to do this pattern with a lace weight yarn. It's not written for a lace weight yarn, but I made a quick wrap for an event I had to go to, and I liked it so much that I'm redesigning a belated Christmas present with lace weight using this wrap pattern. And the single crochets you think wouldn't be the hardest part, but it could be because I am trying to talk while I do this. Some of these videos may have no talking in them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of them may have me pondering and kind of explaining to you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So this is Mayu Lace. It is a yarn from our shop, and it is no longer being made by Amano, but it's wonderful. We're hoping to have another lace yarn come into the shop after we relocate. Counting to 5 and talking is hard. But this is a really neat pattern that I thought I'd share with y'all. So I'd like to start posting more videos on our Patreon channel. And Patreon is just a way you can support us if you don't want to buy any yarn, but you appreciate the work that we do, that Liz and I do, the shop does, that my tutorial channel does. Sometimes I gotta pull to see where the top of my double crochet stitch is to put in my singles. This is just combos of chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put enough. I don't know if I did 5 or not there. Someone's gonna tell me. Chains and single crochets and double crochets and following the pattern. It is absolutely gorgeous. It gives you, if I get this out of the way, like when it opens up, it is just really, really pretty. So I started a knit version of this present, and I'm so stalled out on it. I think this will be absolutely gorgeous, and I'll actually finish it. But I thought I'd show you more than just a minute or so of working on this. And if I can get to the end of this row, you'll see my next row. But you also get to see that it's not all perfect. Sometimes I have to do things over and over and over again. So while I'm doing this, let me talk about, if you support me over on Patreon, we have several tiers. We have like 4 or 5 tiers of different ways you can support. And different levels are going to get different amounts of these videos. I will make them accessible. This one I'm making accessible for everybody. I have some people who have joined as free members, and that's really wonderful. This is a part of what keeps this work going with all the effort and work I put in outside of the shop. Is we really appreciate the support that people are putting in to help pay for that time. So these videos will only be available to paying patrons, but we're going to start as low as the lowest rate. The lowest rate is only $3 a month. $3 a month, which is our Viking Hordes. We affectionately call our customers at the shop. See, whoop, I fall out there. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I needed one more. And if there's more than 5 here, it will be okay. That's not where I wanted to go. But we affectionately call our customers Vikings because they come and quote unquote pillage the shop. They of course pay for what they pillage, but sometimes there's a hot mess at the end of the day and we know it's been a good day. So Viking Hordes is $3 a month, and Mini Vikings at $5 a month. You're going to get one of these. I'm going to try to get you one video a month that is longer than a minute of meditation. It could be a personal project. It could be an update on one that I've already been showing on my Instagram. But you'll get to see more of what I'm working on, and I'll tell you about the pros and cons and the ins and outs and things like that. The next 2 tiers, which are the Vikingette. So we have Minionettes at the shop. Minions are those who help out at the shop. A Vikingette at $10 a month, and a Viking Plus at $15 a month. You all, I will try to get you 2 to 4 videos a month, so you'll get more than the bottom 2 tiers, and almost to the end of this row. And then there are 3 levels above that. There's a Viking with benefits, and I consider this where the true benefits will start even more. So Viking with benefits is $25 a month. A Viking Deluxe is $35 a month, and a full-fledged Viking is $50 a month. All of those guys, all y'all who sign up for those levels will get over 4 videos. I will work it in to share with you, whether it's the stuff I'm doing right here or extra thoughts on what's happening with the shop or with projects. By the way, these are triple crochets. Yarn over 2 times before I start and go sets of 2 until I'm done. 1, 2, 3. You'll get at least, it's probably trying to do 1 a week. Whenever I'm doing something interesting I think you'd like to see, I'm going to film a few minutes of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 of these. And I'm going to jam this last one in. Ooh, sometimes this end one is the toughest one. But I've built my brand. I've built who I am as a shop and as a person on being as authentic as possible. So I want to share some of that with you all. So let me show you another one of these fun rows. This next row, I'm not going to be doing, we try not to get our yarn all tangled. I'm not going to be doing crazy triples on the edge. I'm only doing doubles here, but there's a lot of doubles in this row. That's what pulls the beauty of this wrap. Let's see, that's 3, is 4. What pulls the chains that I just made, the chain 5s, 5, and I get to do 1 in this little space here. I've done this enough. I did it last weekend that I know it almost by heart now. I had to refresh myself a little bit on this. So I am going to I'm gonna anchor in the middle of what kind of is like a block in a row below. I'm doing lace weight on a 3.5 millimeter, by the way, which is the equivalent of an E, I think. And then in this big space I just made last time with my chain 5s that I had such trouble counting, I'm going to put 3 double crochets. Now I don't want to show you the whole pattern because Tony Lipsey did an awful lot of ingenuity and writing and great stuff to make this pattern. But I wanted to show you some of what makes this pattern just so cool. And one of the reasons I think I can actually finish it with crochet, I started this, I did the bottom part of this, which takes more time, last night. I did the rest of this in just a couple of hours today. So I was playing Merge Dragons most of the day. So this part, this lacy part, I only have been working on for a little bit, but look how fast it goes. I love crochet once you get used to it for that very reason. I'm sorry if my hook just went off camera. But yeah, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. So the Monty Wrap by Tony Lipsey, if you are a crocheter, she does wonderful. She really is known for her, sometimes I gotta guess here. She really is known for her Tunisian crochet. But, let's see, 1, 2, 3. She also does regular crochet. I like Tunisian crochet. I'm not as familiar with it. So this is just my speed. Sometimes holding the base of a stitch. Whoop. Sometimes what I find is if I fall out, I just start over. I don't try to salvage any of it. But sometimes, as I was saying, holding the base of a stitch can really help me control things. It's about control. Calm control where I'm not completely fighting with the yarn. I just filmed a tips and tricks video, life lessons from knitting and crochet, on that. And I hope to publish that tomorrow. So this might be longer than most of the videos, but I wanted to introduce the idea that I might talk to you for a few minutes, tell you what I'm doing. And if it's a video that I film at the shop, with all the craziness going on at the shop, those might not have talking in them. Those might be more, I'll put some music on them or do something like that. Whoops. See, even when I get in a groove, that happens a lot, and I just try to salvage what I can. But I thought it would be neat to share with you a little bit of how I do what I do on a Monday at home. So I'm going to see if I can finish getting across this row, and we'll see how long it took me. Now, talking while I go across the row means it might take a little longer. I was talking to people on Zoom Sit and Stitch that, let's see if I can catch that, having having a camera, even though I'm not looking through the camera right now, checking occasionally to make sure this is all going okay, having a camera somewhere in the vicinity kind of changes my flow a little bit, because it's not quite the same as if I was sitting on the couch or keeping this up super close to me. That little bit of perception's just off a little bit. But it gives you a little bit of an idea of how I work. And the one thing with this, sometimes it goes where I don't want it to go. But honestly, with this kind of lacy effect, it's not really going to be super noticeable if, like, I twist it or something. If I go in not exactly the right spot. I will say I've pulled a couple rows of this out. If I do part of a different row, I've discovered it kind of doesn't work. Some of it's fudgeable and some of it is not. So if I got to the end here and discovered the row underneath, I did something crazy or not particularly right. If I don't like it, I'm pulling it back out. But with crochet, I can put it back in fairly quickly. Oh, and see, that fell out because I was pulling on it. That pulled a bunch out. I think that pulled at least the stitch and a couple of chains. So I'm going to put another chain in there. And we are almost at the end. Sometimes when you get in a rhythm, even if things go awry, you can get it back again. So if you'd like to see more things like this and you are not on Patreon, then I highly encourage you to go to patreon.com/sundragon. If you've watched this far, you might be interested in this. And I'm going to try to add to the tiers, the lowest 2 tiers, which is $3 or $5 a month. You'll get one of these a month. The next 2 tiers up, $10 or $15 a month. You'll get 2 to 4, depends on time and energy and everything. And $25, $35, or $50 a month, you'll get more. I might even reach out to you with some private messages or work out if we can talk over Zoom, something like that, especially for the $50 a month one. I'll be in touch. So if you'd like to see more of what I'm working on, both shop yarn and my personal projects, this is great because when I do it more and I pull on it, you'll see how it looks. It looks really cool. So if you're interested in this, head over to patreon.com/sundragon and sign up for more. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.